it runs the gamut, and I really appreciate your bringing us along on your adventures. I really enjoy it a lot. I know others do as well. I do believe that Ashley's out there waiting. Are you on the call here, Ashley?
Yep, I'm here.
All right. Well, I'm going to pass Brandon off to you, and I want to thank you again, Brandon.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, and thanks for having patience with us. And we hope we're not whining. It's just, this is life. This is the way it is.
Oh, you're not whining at all. I find it very interesting. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. Well, I feel like a baton. Hey, Ashley, how are you doing?
Hey, Brandon, I'm good. How are you?
Excellent. How's Oggy this morning?
Awesome. He seems to be doing all right this morning. He does appear to have some soreness in his back right leg again, so we're going to have the vet come out tomorrow and check him out. So we just did some light walking in the round pen, a couple turns. I didn't make him go too fast, but I just wanted to get him warmed up and thinking before we got started.
Yep. No, that's good. Very good.
Yeah. But we've been working a lot on the stay and getting him to just stand politely, especially when he's being tacked up. So that's the main thing we've been working on all last week. He just wants to be a brat about it and doesn't want to stand still.
Yeah, no, but, it's just that little willful mind, and that's what it is, just repetitiveness, and it's not fun on your part as a trainer. That is one of the most frustrating things, is those very, very small things that mean a lot. And so good job.
Yeah, and I've found myself having to get just a bit more intense about it. Like, instead of just like waving his lead rope, it's like, hey, stay still. Yep. So kind of just getting his face about it. So trying to find that like fine line between making it subtle and actually making him do it. So
yes,
he's pretty good about standing still. We'll see how he does standing still in front of things that we actually need him to stand still in front of. So I think that's what we're going to head over to. I've got the poles pulled up on our little cow friend. And so we'll head over here.
Fantastic. Yeah, if we can get him to where he backs up to it, and then, eventually we're going to have some shafts on this stone boat that we're going to be able to just back him up to it, pull the shafts down, and then we're going to have to move him back and forth, or at least stand if we have, once we have a harness for him, then we will be using the shaft loops, and we should probably go over parts of we did the pack saddle, but that's different than the actual harness,
right?
Because we're kind of jury rigging shaft loops on our pack saddle, and they're not really shaft loops; they're just big old rubber bungees.
Rubber bands.
Yeah, that we've improvised. And again, for those that are watching, this is not the way to train into harness necessarily. This is a makeshift way to do it to just get him started. But it serves roughly the same purpose. And when you're pulling a lot of weight with him, we wouldn't pull with just a breast collar like we've got on the front of this. You'd have a full collar on him over his head and pulling on his shoulders evenly. So he's not really pulling. He is, but he's pushing into whatever you're trying to move, because he's basically behind the very thing that is putting the pressure on, meaning the collar, hooked to some either shafts, or certainly the traces will be on there. The shafts will kind of hold them in place too for a backstop.
So what do you think the maximum weight would be that he could pull with this saddle setup?
Well, right now, the stone, you really kind of have to watch that, because I don't know. It's all going to depend on, if we had ice or snow, certainly a lot more because of the frictional surfaces, not grabbing as much. I'm thinking certainly with the breast collar, and as heavy as that is, and as long as we're pulling, relatively easy, like on that flat surface, not going up and down hills, then if we put a stone boat behind him with your weight on there and a bale or something for you to sit on, then I think that's probably pretty good. We'll just have to see, because James has constructed this with some high density plastic type material that is going to slide a lot easier on the surface that's there, if it versus if it was just wood. So I don't know how it's going to slide. We'll have to see, but we just got to keep an eye on him and see how he struggles, or how much pull it is into it, and how that harness fits him with a pack saddle.
Okay, because I can pull the stone boat by myself. It's heavy, but it's doable. So I figure as long as I can pull it, then he can definitely be strong enough to pull it.
Well, but when we put your 122 pounds of weight on there, that's going to add to it. And, if we set a 60, 70 pound bale on there for you to sit on, and you know what, if he takes off with it and wrecks it and the bale comes off and it explodes, you're not out anything. We're not, really tearing anything up that isn't going to get hurt, as long as you can get away from it. Okay. And there's plenty of room there for you to go. You're not going to, I don't think you could just bail off and be okay.
Yeah. It's not like I'm up 6 feet in the air in a carriage or anything. Trying to get out of that.
That's right. I know you're there.
Good boy. Back. 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 Good. Back. Good boy. Move. Move. Close.
Yeah, and I don't know if there's anything. I know you're moving him and doing, or holding him in place and moving those poles and getting him set up, but I'm still absolutely froze up on a picture of you when you first picked the poles up. So I don't know if there's any. I don't think there's anything I can do on my end. It must be your internet.
We've got a Zoom computer. It's filtering here, so if you can hear me, I may have to restart the Zoom meeting here. So let's see if we can get this to cooperate.
Good boy.
There we go. Let's see. Can you see anything yet, Brandon?
Nope, I still see just the same frozen image.
Good. Good.
All right, stand by. We'll go ahead and close Zoom. If you lose your Zoom connection, Ashley and Brandon, let's go ahead and reconnect when you get a chance.
Okay. Yep. I'll give it a little second here if it fails, and see in a bit.
We're gonna keep doing the same thing.
Okay.
Oh, good boy. Back. Whoa. Good. Stay. Stay. Back. Good. Move.
All right. Now I've got the image of you.
Move. Good.
Very good. I like that you're using that roping steer dummy as a prop. That is fantastic.
Good. Yeah, I figure that's a good spot for him to just kind of stand in front of.
Yep.
And it's like he's not afraid of it, but he just doesn't want to stand in front of it. So
yeah,
it's a good thing to make him do something.
That's
He's
right.
not scared. Stay.
No, he just wants to move.
Good boy. Stay. Back. Move. Stay.
Now, I heard a monkey in your pocket or something.
That's me. That's my yelling at him getting more intense.
It sounded like, yep, that's the one. That's the monkey.
Good boy. Stay. Should I see if I can get the poles at least lifted up?
Yes.
Okay.
Because this is really kind of it's funny. It's kind of a critical point where if you can get them to stand and you're hooking them up, they got to stand still for you.
Yeah.
And allow all of this stuff to go on around them. And that's perfect. He's doing really, really well. You've done a good job of prepping him for this. Oop.
And then there's the...
There. Stop. Get the monkey. Get the monkey.
Back.
Notice how he just didn't walk off. He was thinking about that.
Stay. 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 Good. Stay. Stay. Good. Stay. You're such a little turd. Yeah, so I tried desensitizing him last week with just a pole on the ground.
Yeah.
And he still wouldn't even stay still for that. So it's like, need to constantly keep doing it.
Yep. Nope. It's just more repetition.
Stay. Good. Stay. Stay.
And
Good
actually, in all reality, I think that single pole, I think you sent me a picture and went, that's awesome. And I don't think he was really responding to the pole, but it was giving you a cue for him to have a place to stand at, which is fun.
Stay. Good boy.
Very
Stay.
good. That's much better. It's not perfect, but it is much better, Ashley.
Yeah. Thanks. Stay. Stay. Good boy. You stay put.
And I know that this is frustrating, but this is training.
Whoa. Whoa. Good boy. Stay. Whoa. Stay. If you just stand there, nothing bad's going to happen. Whoa. Back. Whoa. Stay. 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 Good. Stay. Stay.
Look at him look at it like it's the first time he's seen it.
Good boy. Stay. Good. We did it. Stay. Good boy.
So now you
I'm so proud of him.
Now you got to go find it. Now you got to go find your lions.
It's okay. I left him right here with our steer. Ooh. Good. Yeah, you can't back up with those. Stay. Stay.
Good. Put his foot right back in spot. Good job.
Stay.
Very good. He is listening to your cue, and when he starts to walk off, you can tell he's not just walking off. He's like, I'm going to do this and see if I can get away with it.
Not going to catch me.
Right. Yeah.
Stay. Get out of my face. Stay. Good. Stay. We'll leave his halter on. It's fine.
Yeah, that's not going to hurt him at all.
There's a lot of licking and chewing you're doing there, bud. Stay. Stay. Whoa. Whoa. Stay. Whoa. Oggy. Just stand still.
So to solve that a little bit, I think what I would do is just stand where you're at and just take just put it over the side, and then hook it through your loop. There you go, and then you can just pull that thing over, and that way you can control him and keep him from moving quite as much. There we go. Good job.
He wants to be a good boy.
No, he doesn't.
Whoa.
No, he doesn't. He wants to do what he wants to do.
Now we're all caught up with the steer. Stay. Okay. Here we are. Forward. Good boy. Off. Good. Deep. 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 Good boy.
Very good. Yeah, he kind of wants to be over in that corner with those other, where you can see those horses, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. But you made him move with little to no effort.
Deep.
Good.
Good boy.
All right. This is really good. I mean, this is some of our slower work, but this is extremely important. I mean, this is nothing more than the desensitization and control all in one. One of the things that we'll do, and it's going to be a major milestone after we get him on this stone boat, and I know you guys want to use it to feed the horses, which is not an issue for you guys because you have to feed year round, and so it doesn't matter what you got for, the grass will be easy to cover over going into that other pasture. But have you ever gathered horses like you gather cattle on horseback? Have you ever done that?
No, I haven't.
Okay, it can be very dangerous, and you can have a horse that will completely go out of control with you because they want to run with those horses. And a lot of times horses will run. They know where they got to go, and so they'll just take off. And you can be very, very right at the edge of control on a horse. And that's one of the things that when I was really young, I thought it was fun to gather horses with a horse because, man, I was going over stuff and cliffs and, jumps, and I was following those horses, and you're just hanging on. You're barely in control, but
yeah, you're just letting your horse do its horse thing.
Yeah, well, you're holding them back from doing the horse thing. They're still doing the horse thing, yeah. And so it can be extremely dangerous, very, very bad situation where anything could happen. All of a sudden, this horse decides, you know what, I'm not going to listen at all, and I'm going to unload you, get rid of you, and or spook. And so we're going to have the same situation happen with this stone boat when you go to feed. So the first few times, or first bunch of times, I guess, that you use this stone boat to feed with, what we need to do is pull those horses, if we can, out of the way so that they're not in that pasture, because they're going to bolt, they're going to spook when they see this, because horses are idiots that way. They see something different and they're going to like, oh my God, it's going to eat me. He will cue off of that and go, oh my God, they're running. Something's going to eat them. I need to get out of here too.
Yeah. So even though he knows what it is.
Exactly. So we'll really, really control our environment when we do that. And you will have pulled him a bunch in here with some hay on it. And there's nothing wrong with taking, I don't know how many bales you feed at a time, to the mob out there, but, there's nothing wrong with taking a single bale at a time and going back and forth. It just gives him more work. It takes a little longer to do it, but it just gives him more work. And that's part of our plan here. So just some foreshadowing about what, I'm sorry.
I said just more repetitions of what we're doing.
Yes, more repetition. Exactly right. And the more you do it, the more at ease he gets, so that eventually, hopefully, we can put a bunch of bales out there, and you can just have him go along, and you can cut a bale open and kind of kick it off as he's going along with the horses there. That's the optimum, of control with him. But we're a long ways from doing that.
Yeah, hopefully we'll still have horses over there by the time we get to be able to do that.
Well,
I think, like in the north pasture here, there's enough room to drag it around. But in the summer, the other pasture that we have, we break it up into sections. So I don't know how much distance we have to even go to spread the hay out. But mostly it'll be over there in that other field.
You're going to find that out, though, with the stone boat when you go to play with him, because we'll take him out of the arena in different places, too, once he's comfortable here, just as a matter of a place to go, even with not anything to do. So you're gonna find out what your turning radius is with him, and it's gonna be fairly short. I think you're gonna be surprised, and especially when we get him to doing some half passes and in the shabs, just kind of like he is doing now. He's just starting. I see some footwork where he is stepping sideways to get away from the outside pull but pushing into the inside pull. So that's really, really good. That's what we're wanting to do.
Good. I'm thinking about unbuckling him and trying it again.
You mean as far as loading the pulls?
Yeah, just to try it out one more time.
Sure, that's fine. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I was going to say at some point let's move our reins up to the bows or D's on the pack saddle and go through those instead of our bungees, because he's handling pretty nicely.
Yeah.
So we're going to start that. Those lines will go up on a regular harness on the collar, go through the rein turrets instead of down low. So it's going to feel different to him in his mouth, the angle of that pressure. So we will also be able to kind of use our pack saddle to simulate that or more closely simulate it.
Good boy. Stay.
Yes, and unhitching is just as important as hitching up. So that's good. Very good.
Stay. Good boy.
There's that monkey.
Back. Back. Ooh. Good boy. Stay. Yeah, it's either the monkey or the Caesar Milan's. Like,
well, that works too, yeah.
Which one is going to come out of my mouth faster? Back.
Yeah, he dedicated a little bit of some of his book, quoted me in one of his books there.
Wow.
Kind of some of the emotional work that you do and your controlling your body's energy. I think it was Be the Pack Leader, I think was the book.
Cool. You're going to walk up next to those and we're going to put them on you. That's how this goes. Ooh. Good.
Very good. Now, what he will also do at times, if you have like a tongue on something, you'll walk up to it just like you're doing there, and then hook him up in a single tree in the front on a collar if he's pulling in a pair. So pulling him up alongside of that is great. You could actually spread those out and have him step into them in between them too, because they're not going to go anywhere. They're not going to lift up, and that way he can stand in between them.
Okay.
Because if you did that with shabs, then you could just lift your shabs up.
Right.
Instead of going over the top. Ooh. Just a different way to hitch him up.
Stay. You can check them out. You know what they are. Stay. Good. Stay. Stay.
Good work. Good work, Ashley.
Stay.
You've made a lot of headway in the last week with him.
Stay. Good boy. Stay. Ooh. Ooh. That was not good. Stay. Good. Stay. 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 Good boy. Stay. Good. Good job. Stay. Ooh, stay. Stay. There we go.
And these poles are a lot heavier than the shafts will be because they're going to be, fairly light pipe.
Oh, okay, good.
Well, and they're going to be, they're going to be tied to the front of that stone boat, so you're just going to have to maneuver him around the shafts.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why after we get done here with this pole, and I say let's move your lines if you can. Let's move them up through the D's. So we do that, change it up a little bit and start working up there because he's handling very, very well. But those shafts will be so you can swing them up or down, and that's why if we have the poles laid out there, you can have him back into them.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. And
so do I go through the first D, or do I just go over the top of it?
Go through it.
Okay.
So, and you'll have to undo take it on your off side there. It's still down through your bungee loop.
Oh,
you'll have to undo that.
Oh, it is on both sides. Okay.
That's easily enough solved.
Yeah. Stay.
Okay, now you got the loop there. Go over there you go. Now take your loop for your lines underneath of your back pad.
Underneath the back pad?
Yep. Take it underneath your back pad. No, your back pad on where your spider is.
This guy.
Go to your left, right there. Go underneath that. That's your back pad, not your saddle pad. Because normally a harness doesn't have a pad to it. There you go. Now your lines are going to be kind of set there. Normally you would have a couple of rings there on a spreader that keeps your lines all untangled and along the top line of the top of the back of your horse. So if you're a little bit long on your left line, so pull it up so you're making contact with his mouth. There you go. And it's going to be a little bit harder to do this. And again, we're kind of poor boying this because, we would normally have a ring to go through at not only at the first D, but also back there at your back pad with what's called a spreader. Keeps your reins spread out or your lines spread out. So this is going to be it's going to be not slidey and not as easy to work through there, but it keeps your lines up front, or up high all the way around. So we'll see how he does here.
Okay. Is there a point in time where I could try and attach a ring if we could figure that out, or whenever
you want? What you could do is put a ring or move your bungees from your down at your cinch line. Put them up there.
It's not going to be too long.
Well, it'll hold it up higher than it is, right? Or than it was before. But at least it's got just something there. Or you could just tie on a couple of rings on each one of your rings there on either side of your back pad, and just run them through there too.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, just something simple. Doesn't have to be complicated.
Gotcha. All right. Forward. Good boy.
There you go. And notice how you kind of feel like you don't have as much control, do you?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Good boy.
And he's going to listen to your voice command? Yeah.
Good. Good boy.
There we go. See, things just got more complicated for you, didn't they?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
But it seems like he's listening to my voice, but I don't know.
Yes, that's exactly right. He's listening to your command.
Good. Forward. Not on the rails. Good boy. G.
When you turn to the right, is he able to relieve the pressure on that left line?
No.
Okay, because I see him shaking his head, and I think that's what's going on. So we might have to. Okay, let's move that out from underneath that back pad. Then it's just not sliding enough.
Yeah.
So we'll have to put some rings on there before we can do that.
Okay.
So yeah, just take it out from under and then go ahead and continue on with, leave it through.
Well, do you think I could loop it through the ring itself and try that?
You might, but your weight of your harness is still going to hold your line down.
Okay.
You want it so that there's no, you're not holding it down. Your ring is on top.
Yeah, so it's just kind of sliding through. Whoa.
Yes, correct.
Good boy. Whoa. Whoa. Good. Forward. Good boy. Good boy.
That's better.
Yeah, now he's getting really...
Yeah, I saw him head shaking. I thought, that pressure can't slide underneath that back pad, so...
Good boy. Yeah, he's like trying to figure out his legs underneath him.
Yes, I like that. No, he did really well. And you'll notice how easily he turned and how tight a turn he made. Mm-hmm. And if you've got something that you're pulling that's got a bolster under it, or like a fifth wheel pin and block, then they can turn sideways. You can turn that thing completely sideways or almost jackknife it, and then they can pull the other way. Where when you have shafts, they have to learn how to, or a tongue on there, they have to learn how to step around that.
Okay. Good.
And then some of these, if you have a long, say like a 8 horse or 8 mule, 10 mule team, or even some of those larger ones like 20 mule teams they used to use way back when, and you turn all of these traces and they have chains that are pulling. These animals have to learn how to jump those and step over those chains as they're turning. And
that is insane.
It's amazing to watch. I mean, some of these guys are really good with these mules, and these mules are way smart, smarter than horses. So, I mean, and you'll see some of these mules. I mean, they literally will they'll wait for it to get close to them, and then they will literally jump over the chain to get on the other side, and then they'll jump back when it's appropriate. It's see if you can look that up just for your own.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up after we're done.
Yeah, look under just 20. Probably a search for like 20 mule team turns, something like that, and I'm sure you'll find some stuff on there.
Okay. Yeah, I saw a little video yesterday of a 2-horse carriage team, and so I was able to see like the harnesses and the straps and everything. So and like all of the the spreaders and everything connecting it. I was like, oh, okay, like that makes sense.
Yeah,
so we're heading with it.
So there were two animals pulling.
Yeah, I think it was 2 draft horses. Oh no, it was 2 Clydesdales from one of the farms that breed Clydesdales.
Okay. Yep. So whenever you have 2, it's a pair, not a team. If you've got more than 2, then it's a team. It's just vernacular. It's crazy. But
you got it.
Yeah. And there's different configurations. I mean, there's one in the lead, and then you can have all 3 abreast. It's usually when you have a large number pulling and you have one in front, the front one is not really pulling. They're just there in front to lead.
Oh, I'm going to try and walk out of this arena gate.
There you go.
Now we need more places to go. Stay. Whoa. Stay. Good boy. Stay. Good boy, stay. Good, stay. Stay.
Stay right there. Much better control.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can see his mind has slowed down. That's very, very good. You can see it in his carriage and how he's controlling himself.
Good.
Good deal. Nice. Very good.
So we got all new gravel and rearranged a bunch of stuff. Moved the round pen on Friday, so he hasn't really seen any of this, except for this morning when I walked him around the round pen. G. G. Good boy. G. Good. Good boy. Yep, we're going right back in there. Good boy. One time I tried to just drive him into the arena and he was just rearing up and throwing a fit. So eventually we got in here.
Good. He didn't want to go to work.
Nope. Because I had started him from out there and we walked in and he was like, oh no, I'm not doing this. And I said, oh yes, you are.
Yeah, good.
Whoa.
Look how relaxed he is.
He's working. He's thinking.
Yep. He's engaged. That's good. That's very good.
Stay.
Very good.
Boy, sometimes it doesn't feel like progress, but then I see on a day like this and it's just like, it's working.
Yes, you have to be patient. You just got to know that even though you haven't seen physical changes, as long as you're changing their mind and how they're thinking, that's the most important part, because then the body will follow. But it's that mind work that's the most important, and just see in your mind's eye what you want to have happen, and you try to make that happen, and it will. You just have to stick with it and guide them and not let them have any options.
Yeah,
it's good job. Hey, let's try something. Maybe drive him just a minute or two, and then let's take the poles off and then spread them out on the ground and then have him step into them and stand.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Forward. Good boy.
There we go. He wanted to G in the worst way there.
Good boy.
Very good. Let's make a couple of really tight turns.
Okay.
Just as tight as you can do to see how his feet work.
See. Good boy.
Look at that. Very good. Very good. That was very fluid movement as well.
A little tougher on that side. Good boy. Good.
Good.
Good job. You figured it out.
Yep.
Good boy.
And I see you're doing a pretty good job of giving some constant pressure at times when you need to, but then releasing that pressure and just bumping his mouth with that line to get him to turn. So I think you're doing a pretty good job of breaking that up and trying to get that gentle bump of the mouth, but making some hard, solid contact when you need to. So you're doing a good job of doing that, Ashley.
Thank you. Yeah, every now and then I'll come up and bump him on the butt too, just a little extra.
Yeah.
He just did it. He just walked forward.
Yeah, I saw that.
Whoa. Stay. Yeah, the pressure's not quite coming all the way off of these, but we'll get some rings attached here so they can slide around.
And if you can put a ring on either side of your D and a ring on either side of your back pad, then that's going to be very close. The D will still be, if you can hang them down about halfway between the pack board and your D, that will be better.
Hang them down about halfway, like sort of right in here?
No. So go to your front D, grab onto it. Okay, and now just slide straight down his side. Just pull your hand straight, right about there is where you want to put just put a ring in there on a piece of twine is fine, and so that it hangs on either side about right there, because that's about where your ring terret would hang, only it would be up a little bit on the collar. So it would be up in the air.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. If you put your pinky straight up now from where you're at, that's about where a ring terret would come off your collar if you have a collar up. So, but you're not going to be able to do that. But if you hang it about where your hand is at, that length away from your D, that's going to help us so you're not pulling crossways on his mouth quite as much. And then then just put a simple ring close to your, hang them right next to your rings on your back pad where your spider hooks to it. And then I think that'd be good. So 4 rings will make, I think, a pretty good difference on how those lines pull through and how that responsiveness, how he can take that line back without bumping his mouth.
Yeah, I can definitely get those installed.
Yeah, that would be, I think, really good.
Stay. Ooh, good boy. Yeah, I was working a little bit with him last week on throwing the lead rope over his neck and then getting him to stay. Because right now I'm teaching him to ground tie, but I want him to stay, like no matter where the rope is at or if it's not attached. So, like we're inching into other ways of getting him to stay. I just had to get like something set first. Stay. Stay. Good boy. And that was tight squeeze. Whoa. 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 That wasn't very nice. We're going to go put his lead rope on so I can...
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yep. No, there's making it easy for yourself and not bumping his mouth with those lines with that.
Yeah. Making him angry with a bit. Look at how relaxed and low his head is. Like, okay, I'll go with you. Stay. Oh. Good boy, stay. Stay. Well, now you're getting to flying monkey mode. Stay. This is usually what happens kind of towards the end of our session. He just will not stay. He's good in the beginning. And then once we get some work in, he's just like, I'm over it. But
yeah, that's kind of some of that, just the discipline of him needing to, okay, I'm done with this. I make the decision that we're done. And that's, he's got to not do that. So
stay.
Just some more to work on that. He's not done till you tell him he's done.
Right. Stay. Good, stay. Right. Oh, good boy. Mr. Steer's not going to get you. Let me kind of drag these poles around to a better camera angle.
Yeah, I'm getting him away from the fence a little bit. Just get him out there in the open so that he's got nothing there that's going to make or allow either of you to have a crutch.
Okay. Stay.
Sometimes crutches continue to keep you crippled. Very good.
Yeah, I had a knee problem when I was growing up, and I wore a brace a lot for it. And my doctor would tell me you have to take it off sometimes because otherwise your muscles aren't going to develop underneath it. So you have to be able to use your knee instead of just relying on your brace.
Right. Same concept. You use something to help you out to begin with, but that can actually make it so that you can't do that without it.
Yeah. Good. Okay.
That's why I never use a fence line or a gate to teach a horse to side pass. I always do it out in the open. I want them responding to my knee.
Good boy. Whoa.
Okay.
Good.
So that was a non-event, but now realistically, you're never going to walk over the top of your stone boat to get in between your shafts, right?
Yeah, we're going to back up to it.
Yeah, or just bring him up alongside of it and then have him put his front feet over it and then have him step over sideways with his hinds.
Okay.
And do it, towards the front. I know we kind of want to stay away from our rope or our twine there. That's, if he trips on it, no big deal. He's just going to pull it a little bit. It's not a huge issue. There we go. And now I would have him step over it, put his front feet in.
Good boy.
There you go. and then just push his hind end over so he knows that's where he's got to go. Yeah, he's pushing on you a little bit.
But he's not quite sure what I'm asking, so we'll figure it out. Good. Cool.
Yeah, now he's just pushing on you, actually, so really get on him that he can't come forward. Remember when we did all the exercises with pushing on his hinds and his fores to get him to turn around you? Mm-hmm. That's all we're doing here. Okay. He knows what to do. He's just defying you because there happens to be something on the ground. It's like, no, this is the same thing I'm asking you to do. There you go. Mm. Yeah, he's using that shoulder. There you go. Not going to hurt a thing.
Good. All right, do it from the other side. Whoa.
There, that's better. Swinging his hind end. There we go. A little more. Better.
Close.
That's better.
Close. Good job.
Yeah, that time he tried without trying to push on you.
Yeah, I'm watching a lot of kind of like training videos on YouTube, and they're just give him praise for the effort. Don't expect it to be perfect.
Right.
Until you've actually done it a bunch of times.
Yes.
Step. Good. Cool.
Now, there we go. Now he's wanting to try with that hind end. That's better because he's bringing it up.
Turn it.
There you go. Just your presence alone. Push that energy out of your body towards his hip and have him step over. Better.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, he's pushing through again.
Back.
Yep.
Back. Ooh. Good. So,
better.
You got it. Good boy.
Better. And now he's just wanting to, he wants to avoid, he wants to stay out of him instead of stay in him. He's almost like he's wanting to just cross him is good enough.
Yeah. We'll get in there. Good.
Better. Much better.
And now we're going to get to the point where he just crosses all the way over.
And what he's doing there is he moved forward so he could. So you got him stopped, but he still did come forward on you a bit.
Boy.
All right, there, front feet.
Hey, simmer down.
Okay, use less rope to push on his hind end, but use your body's energy to push on his hind end.
Well, as soon as I go back here to his hind end, we have that. So he's not going to stay put in the front.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Stay towards his shoulder with your body and project that energy out of your chest. Right there. Yeah, see, he's reaching and pushing you. So he's trying to make some headway here. And keep the rope away from his hind end, but put it on his shoulder. See how he's getting worse and worse? He's just pushing and just dragging you. So bring him up. Keep bringing him up. Now stop. And it's okay to smack him on the chest. There you. That's better.
Good.
Now step him over with his front end. Front end in. Yep. Almost there.
Good.
There we go. Better.
Ooh, whoa. Good. Step. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh. Good. Ooh. Ooh. Huh. Yeah, this would be one to work on.
Yep, that's your new one for the week.
All right.
And I think I know you're wanting to kind of keep him from moving forward by holding on to him, but using that rope to throw that towards that hind end to push it.
Yeah.
What that's doing is just driving him forward. It's not pushing his hind end over, and that's why he's going through you. So, I see he's kind of moving or picking that foot up a little bit. Must be a little tender. But if you can use that body's energy, stand in front of him, don't give him any place to go, and then just imagine pushing that energy out of your body and pushing that hind end around. What you can also do before you come back to this is turn him on the hinds and fours a bunch so he's really tuned up to you, just doing that without touching him. Right?
Okay.
So
I
we go
think
back
that's
to that.
what we need to do.
Yeah, go back to that lesson, freshen him up with it, reinforce it, and then you're going to be able to, even if you just make some marks in the ground, in the dirt for your cue, and then have him step into that, and then get that control, and then move up to your poles, so that you do make a crutch, but you move on. But he's not unaware of where those lines are at. He doesn't care about those because he's really not stepping over them.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Yeah, we'll start with some more basic stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, no, and it is him partially being a little bit of, no, I don't want to have to do this. I'm done. I want to go back and have you take this off of me. And the other part is we're causing a problem by pushing him forward too much with too much of the rope towards his hind end, which is great. At least he's moving away from you, but it's not as controlled as we want and not in the right direction. So overall, good job. You've made a lot of headway with him, with standing, being more quiet. It's very, very good work. Good job. And you need to recognize what you've done there. A lot of times it isn't easy to see that. It's easier for someone else to see it than it is for you because you're there the whole time. And I get that. I mean, it happens to me all the time. I'll do something thinking, it's getting better. But then I'll have, like Lisa or one of the boys looking there going, oh man, you've really done a lot. Okay, good. I don't recognize it, but you do. So it's the same way here. You're not thinking you're doing as good as you are, and you're coming right along, and you're doing great, making a lot of headway in weeks. So with that, I guess we will probably see you next week.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll let you know what the vet says about his foot.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, because I see he really hasn't. I haven't noticed much about it until just a little bit ago when he picked it up. He must have maybe banged it on the pole or something and sideways and kind of. Yeah,
I think he slipped and kind of twisted it. But when we're in the round pen, he's kind of he throws his head a little weird when he's either doing the fast walk or trying to trot. So we'll have the vet come check him out.
He's trying to compensate then a little bit with that, lifting off of that then.
Yeah. Okay. And I noticed this morning he's got a cut on his other leg, so I cleaned that up. Can you stop hurting yourself?
Oh God. Well, you know what? That's horses. They'll find they look for places to hurt themselves.
An accident, looking for a place to happen.
That's right. Okay, Ashley, good job.
All right. Thanks for your time, Brandon. See you next week.
See you next week.